I had a great time voicing Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man Edge of Time, and I can't wait for you to meet me in the game.
What's important is not standing by and allowing someone to suffer or die because you do nothing.
In Spider-Man Edge of Time, there's this evil scientist who rewrites the past so that he can influence the future. A Spider-Man from the future, Spider-Man 2099.
You're the one who doesn't get it, Parker.
Explains this to me, and we have to team up to work together through time and through our own personal differences.
Now who's being selfish?
Fine, I'll admit it. I'm selfish. Happy?
There's a lot of obstacles and villains that you're gonna have to overcome in Spider-Man Edge of Time. You got villains like Anti-Venom, a future version of Black Cat. You're gonna have to battle the main villain who is manipulating time for his own gains.
How may I serve you, Mr. Sloan?
You're also gonna have to compete against time itself. You have two timelines that are happening simultaneously. What you do in one will affect the other one immediately. So if you're in the future and somebody's in the past and somebody does something in that past, it's going to immediately affect your future. It makes you think. It's more than just dealing with what's in front of you. Time is constantly ticking down and you have to fight against this. Otherwise, I die. And you don't want that to happen.
My character, Walker Sloan, is the cause of the entire drama. He's all consumed with the concept of being able to change life itself.
I'm almost embarrassed it took me so long to come up with it.
He's a very clever guy, so he doesn't have a reason to be good.
I kept you close to keep an eye on you, make use of you. But now you're done, and I'm done with you.
In this story, even though it's spectacular, it's all very logical.
I simply go back in time and launch Alchemex years before it was originally founded.
The core of the drama is this scientific insight which enables my character to go back in time. It's a kind of madness that starts and never ends. There's really nothing sacred in this guy's world. There's no morality.
But he won't have anything to say about it by the time I'm done. Anti-Venom, finish him.
I just found it fun running out of patience
You knew I was out to change the future?
with life itself or with Spider-Man.
Impressive resistance.
Bad guys are great. They're usually really self-involved,
Alchemex should be thanking me.
emotional.
This is getting ridiculous.
Someone's got to die.
I had a great time voicing Mary Jane in Spider-Man Edge of Time, and I can't wait for you to meet me in the game. I'm really excited to be a part of Spider-Man Edge of Time because this is actually the first time I've ever done a video game or voice work.
What are these things? You never said who you are. And where's Peter?
And to be Mary Jane is, I think, the highest honor I could have had in a video game. I've always enjoyed her as a character.
Oh no. What's wrong? It's Mary Jane. She dies. Tonight!
She doesn't take no for an answer. You have to save her now. One really great and important plot point in this video game is that Mary Jane goes to meet Peter.
Anything for you, babe. And I love when you call me Tiger.
And he's actually not there, and in his place is Spider-Man 2099, which is Spider-Man from the future.
Shock.
I actually really relate to her in a lot of ways. You're talking to Peter right now? That's so sweet. I just want to say thank you. You're as brave and unselfish as another guy who goes by the handle of Spider-Man. I enjoy the fact that she is so strong and stubborn like myself.
I'm Christopher Daniel Barnes, and I had a great time voicing Spider-Man 2099 in Spider-Man Edge of Time. Miguel O'Hara in the game 2099, he's dealing with a lot of stress because he's watching his world essentially be torn apart and transformed in a way that is deeply disturbing. His role in the game, his quest is to transform that, to stop that, to reverse the process. Miguel contacts Amazing Spider-Man in an effort to restore the timeline. And Amazing, obviously is not aware that anything's happened because he's not privy to the transformations taking place. These are two very different Spider-Men in different dimensions and at different stages in their lives. and they begin this relationship, this dynamic of working together to resolve the discrepancies that have occurred. They've got to run through almost like a gauntlet of these obstacles under time constraints in order to be successful, because if they're not, basically the world falls apart for both of them in different ways. As they progress through the journey, through the quest, they come to trust each other.
Okay, the force field should be down by now.
They come to like each other.
You know, you gotta learn to lighten up. You're killing me, O'Hara.
Working together with Josh.
You can't mean that. You can't just ignore that she's in danger.
And, of course, amazing that he embodies. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like an old radio show that way. You're together, you're working together, and you're playing off each other.
You're the one who doesn't get it, Parker. The future depends on you.
My future is meaningless without her.
And everyone else's future can go hang?
When we're in the booth, I can really hear, not just read on the page, but I can really hear what Josh is doing, and I can, hear his inflections, and I can even see him.
Oh, great. Any other ideas?
All right, let me think.
I wish I could just say open sesame or grant me access.
At one point in the game, they flip roles so that Spider-Man 2099 is in the other dimension of Amazing. Amazing's in his dimension. It's very interesting.
Something came through with me. Oh my God.
The gamers are going to have a lot of fun working through all of these interesting dilemmas within the different time streams.
Hey, I'm Katee Sackhoff, and I am voicing Black Cat in Spider-Man Edge of Time.
Help me, Spider.
Voicing over Black Cat, it is exciting for me just because I like the angry, sarcastic nemesis.
Well, then come and get it.
The relationship between Spider-Man and Black Cat is very interesting because they did have a past relationship.
It was like old times, wasn't it, Peter? Did I hear you talking about someone you love?
And this Black Cat that he meets in the future is not the person he had the relationship with.
They gave me an anti-aging drug.
She's cloned many times.
You really gonna do this, Felicia?
And you get to guess which one.
And Spider-Man constantly says things to her like, "That's not the real you, Felicia."
I don't know what you're talking about.
She has obviously some of the same characteristics.
It is her.
It's just lots and lots and lots of her.
Isn't this fun?
There's this interesting sexual tension that children won't get, but adults will.
Be honest. Was I good?
You were great. Better than the original.
And there's also this physical, violent tension, I guess, where they're at each other a lot.
You destroyed me, Spider. And after what you did, I didn't care what happened to me.
She's got some pretty fantastic comments.
Then you're about to get deadly serious.
This is definitely like a cat with more than 9 lives.
How much rejection is a girl supposed to take?
Why don't we do the interview?
Sure.
Yeah. My character, Walker Sloan, is the cause, really, of determining the new world, isn't it? But if I were to pretend to have a superpower, and it was mental telepathy, well, then you would know all about it, wouldn't you? I'm acting like I'm acting. He's all about power, but he won't have anything to say about it by the time I'm done.
When we recorded the voice for Mary Jane, we agreed that it was more of the original version of Mary Jane. She was a little more saucy and she had a bit of attitude and she wasn't just this naive, innocent character.
You again. At first I thought you were... But you sound different.
I should probably do it again.
Right? You're welcome. Makes it even better when I go. I'll get it right this time because we're actually shooting. Just kidding.
I'll stand back. Yeah? My, a blast from the past. Such an active little spider brings back so many memories.
Late.
I think the best thing about working in the booth is you actually get the experience of what the other actor's doing.
Oh, you're the one who doesn't get it, Parker. The future depends on you.
My future is meaningless without her.
And everyone else's future can go hang? Now who's being selfish?
The characters are so different that seeing that contrast and hearing that contrast really helped me to get a handle on my character. That's what worked for me.
See, right there, I was being a good voiceover artist and allowing space between the two interactions so that they could edit them together.
You can't mean that. You can't just ignore that she's in danger.
Watch me.
You selfish son of a...
Look, I'm trying to focus on what's important here.
What's important is not standing by and allowing someone to suffer or die because you do nothing.
You don't have that barrier. You can actually have a real dialogue.
Sure.
And in some of these scenes where things are so tense...
I'll say and do anything you want, just please, Miguel, do this for me.
This is gonna be a huge mistake.
I owe you, Miguel. Big time.
Yeah, shocking right you do. But maybe this'll help even the score for everything the world owes you.
And the thing about video games is that video games are akin to horror movies in that it's life or death all the time.
Oh no.
What? What's wrong?
It's Mary Jane. She dies tonight, right there at Alchemax.
How did you know? Oh, for shock's sake, what part of don't poke around the archives was unclear?
Fine, I'm a nosy Parker, but now that I've found out...
It's what? What, my job to save her? I've got enough to deal with. That's brutal, dude.
Spider-Man Edge of Time is a brand new action-adventure game starring both The Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099.
We decided to focus exclusively on Spider-Man 2099 and The Amazing Spider-Man. We thought that they really deserved their own story.
You're actually working together across the span of time of about 90 years to stop a catastrophic event from happening, which is the death of the Amazing Spider-Man.
One of the things about the game is that the actions in the Amazing universe directly impact the events in the 2099 universe.
Peter Parker and Miguel O'Hara will actually have to work together and learn to trust each other in order to succeed.
Okay, let's go over the starter procedures.
Slow down, Parker. It's not that simple.
We can play as though we're in his adventure.
You can actually feel as though you are Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
Amazing Spider-Man is a bit more elegant, more acrobatic, uses his webbings a lot. Webbing up guys, he's shooting web shots at them.
You can use the web as a weapon. You can use the webbing to protect yourself. You use the webbing for travel, fast, one place and another. It almost was necessary for the geniuses at Marvel Comics to come up with different versions of Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 2099, to take up the mantle of Spider-Man.
With 2099, it's very much all about bringing the enemies close into you. You'll notice that 2099 is very key with his striking abilities. For ASM, it's all about ranged combat. The faraway enemies are really easy to attack.
He's confident, maybe overconfident.
Ready? Good to go.
And he's wisecracking.
For shock's sake, Parker, what part of don't poke around in the archives was unclear?
Fine, I'm a nosy Parker.
He's incredibly strong. He has his super agility. He can move like a Spider-Man, quickly and uniquely. The only way you could do something bigger than what had been done was to actually do a time travel thing.
It's changed. Everything's changed. But it didn't start here. It started back then.
And it's a battle against time to save his life while you yourself don't die in the past.